Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mark from Solo Games, and today we're going to talk about some issues I'm seeing in the March of the Machines boxes, bundles, everything really. So we'll go from the top. There is now confirmed some issues with the March of the Machines bundles. I do believe, given that all bundles are a single print and that they are all part of the same batch, that this issue is probably inexistent for all bundles, though I cannot confirm that for sure. But for the bundles I have opened, I think 6 or so that I had access to or purchased, I did notice this issue. So the first thing I noticed is number one, inside the bundles, you'll notice that there is a card that is more numerous than it should be. And the card I'm talking about is the list card, because unlike how set boosters are supposed to be, so normal set boosters, the drop rate for the list card is 25%. What that means is that every 4 packs or so, you're going to get a list card. And in a booster box of set boosters, that's around 7 list cards per box of 30 packs, around that number, right? However, inside the bundle, there are 8 set boosters, but your drop rates for a list card is very high. I mean, it's not 100% because sometimes you do get the DFC card, that little helper card, but most of the time, you're going to get a list card. I'm talking like almost 7 out of 8 to 8 out of 8 times out of that set booster, you will have a list card. That is not normal. That is way beyond not normal. The list card also has a lot of value too. So this is definitely going to skew 2 things. Number one, the list itself. So in some weird way, this is a almost like intentional or helpful print. The list was always meant to be like a surprise element. It was never meant as a reprint vehicle for certain cards. However, the list also has chase cards that a lot of people want. So it does mean like cards like Anointed Procession, Phyrexian Altar being on the list does help a little bit with card supply overall for players to get cards for cheaper because there's more available. However, again, because of how rare list cards are, you're getting 7 per box and there's a ton of garbage, common, uncommon type of things on the list as well, that you're not really getting a meaningful reprint through the list. But if these set boosters from the bundles have almost guaranteed 100% list card drop rates, then that changes everything. That does mean that, yes, absolutely, the list has the cards you need, and I mean, it's almost like a meaningful reprint. Now, was this intentional? Well, here's the benefit. I open a lot of boxes and I open a lot of different products. So I get to see everything. And this is the cool part because I can see how does the, draft booster from the pre-release kit look versus the draft packs from a draft booster? Or how does the set boosters look from a set booster box versus the bundles from a, bundle? The same set boosters but different packs. Well, I can tell you the set booster packs are fine. They're normal. You're still going to get the tokens, and you are going to get list cards at about 7 per box, not at this ridiculous almost 100% drop rate, like 30 a box type of thing. So, what does that mean? Number one, it means probably a lot of the bundles out there for this set specifically are probably too cheap. Gonna just lay it out there. Now, look, list is just one card, but it is an extra card. Think of it as an extra rare, and it has a pretty high potential for a higher value card. Now, if everybody gets the list card, and there's a lot more list cards, that does drop the value, so that slot becomes less valuable. But that's going to cause problems also for the set boosters, which are supposed to have only 7 for the 30 packs. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is this also probably means the bundles are just too cheap. I mean, the current price I see on Amazon is like $46. I think that's about right. But you know how bundles are. They get discounted because not a lot of people buy this product, and it's usually a short printed product. It's a one-run product because, again, demand is not that high. But if these bundles are different, there's a misprint in them, there's essentially a God pack with every pack of set boosters from the bundle, then we may have problems. How do you tell the difference? Well, without opening the pack, the difference I've noticed is that the set booster from a bundle is darker color than a set booster from a set booster draft box or set booster box. So that's number one. Number two is the moment you open it, you're going to be like, well, where's the token? Because the token doesn't exist, and you're going to have a list card. So luckily for us, there's going to be way more set boosters manufactured than there are bundles. So this really shouldn't be a big problem. But in the near future, and maybe probably right now, I can see a lot of people probably going out there buying bundles because of this news. And that's going to drive up the demand for bundles and probably drive down the demand for set boosters for this set specifically. Okay, just again, take that for what it is. Again, if we take a step back on this whole thing, I just don't understand why in 2023, after 30 years of Magic, we still have collation issues. We still have problems with printing. We still have issues where the printer can't fire the card correctly for a bonus slot. It almost seems like, after what they did at War of the Spark, where they're able to ensure one Planeswalker per pack of multiple different rarities, mythic rare, common, and uncommon. Mythic rare, rare, and uncommon. Right? So it was really difficult to get that done. How come they're messing this up now? It just doesn't make any sense. So there's that. Now, that's not the only collation issue in this set. So if you guys remember my videos on mythic rarities and whatever, super mythic rare, whatever, secret rarities, right? And there's a lot of hate on me for making those videos because a lot of people are like, so there's a couple reasons why. Number one, Mark, if what you're saying is true, then how come these big guys who open thousands of booster boxes don't say anything? Well, I'll leave that to them, why they don't say anything. My theory on why they don't do it is really doesn't benefit them. They're able to acquire thousands of boosters from Wizards because they have a very friendly relationship with Wizards, which means they won't tell the truth, because if it makes Wizards look bad, then it's not beneficial for them. Me, on the other hand, don't care. You guys are my audience. I run my channel. I run my store. I support myself. Life's good. So I can tell you the truth because I'm not sponsored, okay? I'm not approved or whatever. I don't get a special promo card sent to me by WOTC to preview to you guys, okay? I'm not one of those people, and that's why I'm able to tell you the truth whenever I can. So, on to secret rarities. There's a problem with the Multiverse Legends whatever card. So everyone's been going crazy like, oh man, they're reprinting Ragavans already. Oh man, Ragavan's so dominant in Modern and Pioneer or whatever. Modern. That this card is like the new standard Modern rotation. Blah 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 blah. Right? It's really really good, and we need reprints of Ragavans. And so, even at MXP Oakland, I saw a lot of people knowing this news, knowing that Ragavans is part of the Multiverse Legends cards in the booster boxes. These Legends cards, by the way, are in every single pack. Your draft pack, your set pack, your collector's pack definitely will have them. And they're inserted there everywhere. And as far as I can tell, in draft packs, you're going to be guaranteed one at least. In set boosters, I've seen as low as one, but those are pretty rare. And it's usually 2 to 3. And I've had packs with 4 if there's like a foil one or whatever. So anyways, there's that possibility. So you're going to have a lot of these Multiverse Legends. And most of them are going to be your uncommons and some rares. But really where people are looking for is the mythic rares, right? You have all the original Phyrexian Praetors. So Norn, Vorinclex, Urbrask, Jyntaxis, and Sheoldred. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, there's a bunch of other kind of cool reprints, like the original Atraxa. There's a Ragavan. Now, the crazy part about all this, Kenrith, by the way, Kenrith is in there too. I appreciate that reprint because it's kind of needed. Anyways, what's the problem? Collation. It's always collation. I don't understand why after so many years, collation still a problem. They can't get the cards right. So what's the issue here? Just look at my polls. I was able to pull 7 Vorinclex, 6 Elish Norns. I had 0 Sheoldred. I had 0 Jyntaxis. I had 0 Urbrask. Again, remember, these are just the Multiverse Legend cards, right? I had 4 Croxus. I had 3 Kenrith and all that stuff. But then look at the key card, Ragavan. Your main man, the monkey, the pirate monkey. Okay? The pirate monkey, he doesn't exist. I have 1 card. I have 6 Vorinclex. 7 Vorinclex, 6 Elish Norn, 1 monkey, 1 Atraxa, 1 Aurelia. Is that supposed to be what it is? Okay, so my theory on what happened. I believe there are two booster boxes. So the way that these printing, by the way, works for the bonus sheet or bonus card is they would print this other sheet. So they, of course, have the sheets for Marks and Machines. They cut them up, blah, 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 put them in a hopper, and then kind of throw the card out at some rarity rate, right? Like throw 9, throw 3, throw 1, throw 2, whatever, right? There's another sheet, the bonus sheet. So they then cut up all the cards, but they have rarities too. So it's the same thing. Like, so they'll put one in there. Okay, uncommon, common, uncommon, rare, mythic, rare, sometimes like that, right? So there's, of course, their distribution for that. My theory is that there was sheets of like Norns, Vorinclexes, right? And Croxas and Kenrith. And there were sheets of Atraxa, Ragavans, and whatever the cards I don't have. And let's call them A and B. Okay, sheet A and sheet B. The problem is, for whatever reason, the hopper that's pumping out sheet 8 cards only gave sheet 8 cards for the boxes I purchased. Basically, I had one box that had a sheet B, basically, it looked like. And it was drastically different. Like, I would open the box and I would be like, oh, it's another Norn, another Vorinclex. You kind of have an idea of like the order and the cards you were getting. But then this one box I opened, I was like, wait, what? Like Atraxa, cool. Like, oh, what really? Awesome. Ragavan? Like, it was all in the same box. So that's when I realized, and there was no Norn, there was no Vorinclex in that box. That's when I realized, no. There's problems. So again, best case scenario, giving all the benefit of the doubt to Wizard, this is a collation issue. They had the hopper spitting out sheet A and forgot to spit out sheet B sometimes and really kind of mix it up. I don't even know why they would do that. I would mix sheet A and sheet B's mythic rares. So it's kind of like a general, like fairly random distribution and just spit them out that way. I don't know why there's A and B. But if we take the super negative route and really just like, put on our tinfoil hats and think, how is WOTC fucking us today? Okay. Ragavan is the most expensive card. Atraxa is very expensive. There are not that many of them. They didn't want to crash the market. They didn't want to print 7 Ragavans for someone like me to open. Again, I didn't even open that many boxes. I'm trying to get out of the game. I don't want to do this whole singles business anymore. Okay? But I opened some. I think so. How many? Like 12 set boosters, 12, 14, something like that. 12, let's say 2 cases. 2 cases set boosters, 1 case of bundles. Okay, so you guys can do the math of how many packs that was. And that's my distribution for the Multiverse Legends Mythic Rares. Now, this is a pretty good drop rate. To be honest, like, I'm not unhappy about it. I'm just unhappy that the distribution is so skewed one side. And if we, again, take that negative angle, this just is more evidence that WOTC does have secret rarities, that they don't. I mean, look, you can say, oh, but Mark, you haven't opened enough boxes. Yeah, but like, man, most people don't even open 1 set booster. I'm opening 2 cases. If I can't get a even-ish distribution opening that many booster boxes, I don't know who or what this is for. Meaning, like, how is any player going to have a good experience opening a booster pack or even a box if I can't even get an even distribution across 2 cases? That's the real problem. See, secret rarity does exist. Whether it was, again, willful ignorance or intentional, we don't know. But to say that it doesn't exist, and when the evidence is so clearly in front of you, I think that's the issue. I think the people who are defending this, despite literally the evidence staring you in the face, that's the issue. Anyways, look, this is what I do. Like my pre-release kit video about the Phyrexian dice, I do these videos because I want to share the truth with everyone. That's what I really care about. I feel that it is fair for everyone to have the same knowledge and same information. And because I'm in a privileged position to be able to open so much products and to be able to do it early enough and to be able to give that information out to the market so people can make their, the right decisions for each set and not feel like they got burned. My recommendation, if you want to take that, is I wouldn't recommend buying booster boxes. Just set boosters. Think about it this way. If you can get a bundle, March of the Machines bundle for, I don't know, let's say $40. Okay, 36. Let's just say 36. I see a couple stores selling it around that price. After tax, shipping, whatever, let's say 40 all in. And usually Martian Machines set booster boxes are going to be 120, right? Each with 4 bundles. Okay. Yeah. So 4 bundles is a little bit more than a set booster of packs. So let's say 3, right? Like you're about short 6. Okay, fine. 4 bundles, right? $160. You're $40 over. But you get 4 extra promos, which is actually, that promo is not that bad. The Galta card is kind of good, right? Anywho, you get 8 dice. You get the little box. You get the dice. You get the 8 packs. I think 8 packs of guaranteed list cards might just be kind of worth it over the set boosters. I don't know. I mean, personally, I wouldn't buy the set boosters. I would buy the bundles myself. And just, if you want to open set boosters, open those instead. Now, the only reason I might take the set boosters over the set bundles, the bundles with the set boosters, is because the bundles are made in USA and the set boosters are made in Japan. So as you guys already know, I really care about card quality. It's absolutely necessary. So yes, the Japanese print cards do feel better. However, I will say for this set booster, while yes, it is the US print cards where it's a little bit like ashy cardboard, the card quality is better. The color's a little bit better. It doesn't look like there's a lot of inking and, like whatever, like over inking type of issues. So the print quality is fine. But they also made a mistake. Again, this time in our favor. So I would say, guys, go out there and capitalize on it. Mark Sola Games, hope that information is helpful. Stay classy.